Welcome back to Timberborn and our 10,000 beavers within 100 videos challenge that I've decided to set myself. Anyway, we have been getting there. We're still waiting for, obviously, to try and get this built. There's a couple of things that I'm, shall we say, quite worried about. If this goes, we have no way, as far as I can see, of stopping it. I tried to find out what these were, but I couldn't find out. But obviously, I wasn't going to load up the map again, so I am going to go down and see what the hell these things do. The thing is I don't know where they come from. I don't know where they go. Because there's nothing, they're not connected to anything. But they've got to do something. And this is what I can't work out. Now, for whatever reason, I don't trust this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I did see that just now, didn't I? Let's see where this goes. Oh, so it goes out here, and it goes there. Okay. But what the devil are these for? If I was to block, let's say, I'm a bit worried about that, because obviously that's going to send that. But what are these for? And why can't I see them connected to anything? Or are these bad water drains? Shoots out bad water during a bad tide. Holy moly! Spews out bad water during a bad tide. Oh. Well, that's a serious freaking problem. Now that's a mega problem. The reason why is well, I thought these must have been connected to something, but now I didn't even think about. They must be connected to something then. How do they just chuck out bad water even if it's not connected to bad water? They must do. I assume that we can blast these down then and take them out. But spews out bad water during a bad tide. Solid. Other buildings can be built on its top. Ground only. Must be built on the ground. Underground depth. Infinite. Right. So, if they're going to spew out bad water, bear in mind, it doesn't say it has to be connected to anything. That comes out here. Well, that's us, dead. Now, obviously, I've stopped this one, because this one's going to go down there. We know it's going to go down there, because we've seen it. But there's absolutely no way on any earth that I can stop that doing anything. If this blows, well, that's going under there, so I don't really need to block this off. But these, I can only think of two solutions. I either build a wall in front of it, which, yeah, right, okay then, pig. That's going to take a while. Which means they'll hit this and go backwards down here. Well, hopefully. Or I take the hit and I build a wall over there. Obviously in this bit as well. And it just chucks itself over here. And then I just have to wait for the bad tide to go. Oh, there's no way that I'm going to be able to build a wall. The thing is I've got one cycle and a bit left to do this. This is where I went, oh, I didn't even see that at the time. This is gonna. I'm gonna have to just build a wall. I can't. No. So, do you see what I mean? I'm thinking. Well, I didn't really pay much attention to this at the start, and now I've paid a lot of attention to it because I was thinking, what are these? And I didn't want to load it back in again. I was just like, I was trying to look at the end, and then obviously I got into another videos and didn't, and then I went, oh, I better look at that because that's something I remember. And we're going to be in deep doo-doo if I do not do anything. This is going to be the end of the game, isn't it? Now, obviously, I can do a wall for now, or I'll do that, and then obviously that would stop the bad tide for sure, because we've stopped it here. I can't see anywhere else it's going to be, but if I don't stop this, this is going to be like I said, the end of the game. Before we've really even got started, never mind anything else. I'll put that here. How far can it get up there? That's the problem. Obviously, if I build that up there, then it means I can go right over there. But that's a hell of a lot of logs. Ooh, baby. But I better build this. I mean, I really want that. I mean, I don't even know whether that's going to see... I assume it's going to see bad water. But if this is what I think it is, and the way they're implying, there's no there's no pipes connected to it, but it's just going to spew out bad water. No, it doesn't need anything to be connected to it, so it doesn't really matter what that does, because obviously if that blows, that's going to go down here. I don't particularly like that because obviously that'd be a nice bit of water. But actually, saying that though, it's going to get contaminated anyway. Because if that blows out stuff, it's going to blow... Oh, yeah, so... better build the Great Wall of... better build the Great Wall of China, I mean. Get this going. No matter what I'm going to do in this thing, this needs to be built. And we've only got... Well, we haven't got long. We've only got a cycle. Before this is going to hit. In other words, will be this video and a bit more. I've also got to obviously get this running because I'm going to need the logs to... well, that's not going to work because there's no way I'm going to get the logs, enough logs to take this down. Well, not there anyway. But I would if I took this lot down. Oh, and I get science points as well. So I'm going to have to concentrate on this. Where do we want... It doesn't really matter, really. There. Closest to... Yeah. I didn't even realise it was only, like I said, I'd seen him, but you didn't see him. I just thought they were like some ornaments or something, you know. This needs to be full. This needs to be full. This needs to be, well, priority, not full. This also needs to be... we need to get this down as soon. Now, obviously, I could take these, but I'm just mainly going to concentrate on this. And obviously that science that I can get. So let's get this going. Obviously, I don't need to worry about that. That's a bit of plank there. Well, I'll leave it. Have I got anything else? Ooh, I've got these here. So we'll start taking this down, which will give us more. I've got this running, and I've got this running. Now, I'm going to turn off... This is just logs, though, isn't it? But I'll still need the planks for the other until I get these and this and this and this and this and this and this running, or which is just about running. And they're gonna build this. Yeah, you see, they're gonna get these done first. I'm gonna get this row done, and they can get this one, but they can't get to the other side. Unless they build these two, and then they'll have to go backwards on themselves. Oh, brother. See, that won't even help, because that's planks. I suppose it would help. We'll see. Anyway, so we've got our sensor going, and we've got our bad water going for when this does do what it's supposed to. Well, what I think it's going to do. Now, sorry, I had to grab a slurp of tea there. What I said was the Oasis playthrough. The seep in there does produce bad water. So that's mainly what I'm testing for. So I'm going to leave that in because, yeah, I don't know. We're on 7. We've got 30. We've got obviously 30 beavers. Food is food, so to speak. I will get a second store. Oh, I can't do it there, but I can do it here. Let's get a second storage with berries, because this is all ready and I can't actually store really anymore. So we'll do that. We'll leave that. I might be leaving that, yeah. Don't know. I will turn these off. The reason why I'll turn them off is because there's 49 there. And, that's usually going to use logs. I don't want to use logs. This is the thing. I don't want to use logs at all. I don't even use them either. I'm going to pause this as well. I'm desperate to get this built, because if it does go within a cycle, we've got this going already. And we'll get this, because obviously this will give me some logs, which is really nice. I'll tell you what I'll do. If I can delete that, I wonder if I can only get one in there. I know that's a bit dodgy putting the second one there. But I'll pause this one, and I'll have this one. And I'll have this one for logs, and get this built. Because if they're going to put this down, the closest place, then they're going to put them, and they could be used here. Saves them going to get them, doesn't it? Right, that's a good thing. Now, I'd really like to get more water. I don't think I have to argue the point with that, but I'm very worried about this water. I don't fancy saying, "Oh, that's the end of the game." Oh, thank you very much. There's the 10,000 in like four videos. Um, that would be a disaster. But like I said, I've not played on it. Like I said, I played on a few cycles just to get used to it. But I didn't even see them at the time, to be honest. And it was only last time that we were going through that I was looking and I'm thinking, what the hell are them? And I didn't really click them and I didn't really read the thing. I assumed that it had to be connected to something, but they don't. They just spew it out. How the hell are you supposed to get rid of them? And the only time I think you're supposed to get rid of them is, see, this, I will assume that, let's say I push this through, this here, which I can't see any holes, wait a minute, where is that? Oh, you son of a... Right, I'm glad I clocked that, because that would be another... That would be a catastrophe. That needs to be enabled. Do you know, no wonder they called it flipping spillage. Let me. I was thinking, well, it's not really that difficult. What are you on about? How many more do I need? I'm going to turn off the these for obvious reasons, and we're going to concentrate on doing that. Oh, I'm glad I noticed that, because that would have been... I mean, obviously I could get down there and block it off. I think well, I suppose it doesn't really matter, but it would be nice it to be this side of the thing and not that. Right, let's cover my bases. I'll pause that. I'll pause that. And I'll pause that. Obviously, we got this running now. I'll put this up to do. It only leads to logs and 4 planks. So we've got the planks to do it. That's not the... I keep pressing buttons here and things are not working. That was just me. I'm thinking they're not working, but they are working. It's just me panicking to get this in. Oh, this is just a nightmare. Let's get this built as well. I would rather have the science points as well, because if this is going to, you know, get demolish. Put this. I'll just leave this to cut the trees. Now they're going to cut the trees now. In fact, I think I've got so much things and stuff. I'm gonna do, you know, double. I'm gonna go absolutely go for it. I tell you what I'll do is, we'll go for a 23 hour. Oh, I don't really need to empty that. Don't need to empty that. That can now be emptied though. I'll keep that emptied. Oh, that's planks anyway. I'm going to empty this. And hopefully I'm going to get them to put in here. And I'll get them to put that on as well. Because obviously we just need another one then. And then we can fill this in. This is more of a nightmare than I... like I said, I didn't realise how bad this... I think I could just do that though. I think that'll work. Yeah, 2. Yeah, let's get 2 done. At least that'll stop the spillage. Well, hopefully there's no more. That's really sly. But that just shows you in this one, you've got to be really looking. I don't need that yet. I have no idea where they're taking all this though. Building is being emptied. Yeah, see now they're doing that really well. It's because it's costing me so much to do. I'm going to get this, and I'm going to... the reason why is, if this seeps bad water, yeah, so what? Yeah, fine, whatever. It ain't any going to be anywhere near this. Now, I assume, though, that if this is doing the bad water, then... this is going to overflow. It's going to overflow and want to come through here. Because I don't think that thing there can take that much water. Now, we do have this problem. But I ain't going down there until I've solved this problem. Not in your Nelly, as the saying goes. It's a good job. It's a good job I was looking, because well, for a start off, I didn't even know that was there. Well, they started building this. Because this is one of our places where we're doing the 2,500. Okay. And I was gonna I was square it off, circle it off, submit it off. I don't know. I was gonna do something with it, but yeah, we're gonna lose that one as well. Because if we take this one, its natural run will just absolutely blast bad water in there. I know they're called the max spillage, but shh, look at them. Hey, there better not be any in ours. Oh, that's going to go as well. So that's going to... yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing there, is there? No, because that would be terrible, wouldn't it? We can't blast anything up earlier on, so if they did that, then that would be the end of the game, wouldn't it? I can't see anywhere else that there is any. Looks like this end of the map doesn't have any at all. It only seems to be the other end. Well, this is going to go. We know it's going to go in 5 days. I'm never going to be able to get that. I'm going to lose the 800 science points for that, unfortunately. You know, that is what it is. How are we doing with our Great Wall? Our Great Wall is Great Walling. Now, I don't mind doing a system to get around it and go up here round and on thingy. I'd rather have that than be absolutely nowhere. Could we build this, please? It's too far from a district. Why is it too far from a district? Oh, because it's not connected. That would be a good start. Right, now it's going to get... and it's going to do this, so that's fine. I reckon I've got at least a... It's normally, or in previous ones, we've had it on cycle 5+. So that's why I'm trying to get this in, because I don't want to be ending the game already. Mind, I'm doing really well, like, I must admit. This is going exceptionally well. And I'll cancel all this because I don't really want any of that to be... Well, there's nothing to cut, but I'd rather have the bits that I've missed out. And that's so I can get the path down and around. Because I ain't going through there, Jimmy. Jimmy Bell. Jimmy, where Jimmy? Right, let's... Oh, well, let's leave that to do that first. Gnaw a few of these off. It'll only give me a minimum one, but one's better than nothing. And that will be able to be finished off here, I think. Oh, right, okay. It's telling me that there's 3 days left now. I don't think I have to worry about that one, though. I'm sort of going, okay, right, that's the first is that going to be okay? I'm just going to make sure. But that looks as if I have stopped the water. Stopped the bad water. If you got a bad water in a cycle or so, you'd be absolutely cream pied at this. Right, that's it. That's done. I want to... Okay, don't allow me to put that on. That there, that there. That means I don't need... And that there, and that there. That's better. I don't need that anymore, and I don't need that anymore. Yeah, you see what I mean by the stripping this bare. Can we get that, please? Since I've got that. Can we get this? Can they get that from there? No, they cannot. It's too far. Yeah, so I think me blocking this is not going to make any difference whatsoever. When these, like I said, I could potentially build a massive wall right the way up, and what the wall would do would then funnel it back down here. But is that a good idea? I don't know. Maybe I'll build this, and then we'll get over it, and then we'll start that, because if it works. And you could say, well, you wasted your time. But if it doesn't work, at least I can get out. You know what I mean? And I've done something. Because the Badtile here will take quite a while to go. And mind you, if there's a Badtile here, then it doesn't really matter, does it? But, well, the Badtile here is only ever going to be, I think, in this, but this end, the way it's sounding, this is just going to chuck out, absolutely chuck out stuff, things and stuff. See, they can get the two. I don't really need to get up here. Although, saying that though, I could use that for getting up there though, couldn't I? Oh well, I'll put that back in there. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's do that. Let's... Right, that's gone. Oh. I only need two here, don't I? Let's get that going. Let's get that going. I'll leave one here for these three. So that can go, that can go, that can go. And then you can obviously pick up the logs. We'll get that one going. Obviously, they can reach a few of these, but not the entire lot. Then they're going to get this going, and then maybe the wall. The problem is this is where the wall needs to be, because it's got to be so far out, because it will get around otherwise, won't it? That's a lot of logs to put a wall on, pigs. But what do you do? What do you do? See, I don't mind if it spills in there as long as it doesn't come over, but it could come back on itself. Mind you, I've got my thing that I'm building, so they can get up there. Let's go for this then. This has to be the stupidest idea ever pig has done. Something like that. That's a lot of... It's going to have to go at least as high as this, I think. Because that's going to gush upwards. Right? So it's going to go, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then push itself backwards into here. look at the amount of logs of that. So this is why I said I want to build this first. There's absolutely no way on anything that I want to build anything but this first. Oh, I don't think they can get to these two. That's okay. I still then need to get this going. The other problem is I've got absolutely no way to cut them down. I'm going to pause that one and that one. I'll put the lumberjack. I was going to say. Let's have a look. See what. While we're waiting for our stuff to go. And this, I want this going, and that way I can get down. Oh, I missed it, sorry. Yeah, so it's just getting big. Oh, I quite like that natural walking. See, that's what I'm saying. Why can't you have some of these? They didn't seem to be doing much at the moment, but obviously the heat is going back in there. And I assume it's going to go, I mean, you know, over. How much of that have I got? Have I got everything? Just about. I'm going to turn that one off. I think that's it now. Empty that one. Can't see anymore. No, can't see anymore. Let's get the Great Wall going. That has to be the stupidest wall ever. Okay, I don't care if there's any ones behind that, but I don't know whether it would work anyway. But this is the most important to get done. I've got a walkway now, so I can get rid of this. And then we can just start on this, and I'll put that one back, shall I? That one needs to be done. That one needs to be done. That one and that one needs to be done. And obviously, we can actually get up here to start putting the thing up, but that's so much logs. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I don't really have any other way to... Well, I have some there, but that's going to explode anyway. No, it's not. That's not going. Yeah, this then. Interesting. I might be able to steal that logs. Where is any more? We don't really have any more. Oh, I suppose we have them all over there. And there's a load there. That's why I was building this, to get some going. I don't need that one, I don't think. No, that was staying, wasn't it? Aha. Right, our Great Wall has been built. So if it's been built here, I'll get us up here and do this again. Ah, apart from that one. That one, well, I assume if it gets any higher than this, then they deserve to get rid of me because there's no physical way that I'd be able to stop that anyway. I'll get this. And this. I don't want that. I don't want that. In fact, I don't even need any of that. So there's no point having anything that's... Ay, ay, ay. Right, that can go. We've got one tree here. That can go back. One tree to one tree. Well, it gives me 2 logs, but that'll do. That's almost there. That's getting there. What other options do we have? We just have these. Yep, we just have them. But at least I've stopped any... I think this is fine. Well, let's put it this way. If this seeps bad water, then as far as I'm concerned, the game's bust, because there's no way you can protect that from your starting point anyway. Mind you, saying that in Oasis it does it. Oasis will emit bad water from here. That's why I've done it. Because I know it will. Because that's why I decided that was a good idea at the time. I've also got quite a few... food's not too... Well, food's okay because of the berries, but... I want to start getting more water than anything, but I'm just not even sure whether this is going to work. Well, I think that'll work now. But that's just nutty as a fruitcake. That's bonkers. There's no way that I'm going to be able to build this in one cycle. Why am I bothering? Is that all being built then? Oh, it's all being built. I didn't realise it had all been built. Let's get that going. Let's get that going. That needs to be oaks. Replenish. Get going. On. That needs to be on. Let's get going. I'm saying, what the hell was that? I was getting worried there. What the hell that was. Now, eventually, I would be cutting... Well, I'd be replacing this lot because I'd get the oaks. I mean, drought's a drought. There's not much I can do about that. I've got 3. So them 3 should... Well, the 2 of them definitely should be going in there. So... oh, I haven't got a path. I can see it there. Do that. It's weird that, isn't it? You have to have a path for them to go in. But clearly they can just build perfectly fine. What a nightmare. Mind you, they have called it spillage. Ain't spillage for nothing, is it? This is why. I wondered why these were here. Because these made no sense to me whatsoever. And now it does make sense if you think about it. Because when that's going to gush stuff out, it's going to come in here, come right the way out here, and then it's going to want to go down these two places here. Sometimes this game is mad. It's as mad as a hatter, would I say? Or also known, it's mental oriental. Is that going to be a big enough wall? Well, we'll see, won't we? Ooh, I think it can get that. There's a tree there that I didn't even notice. Let's get that. Now a drought's not too bad. Here's a question of why I built the damn thing like that and not actually straight over, but still. Sometimes I question myself. I see these 10 trees and these are these trees, but I need to get up there and get down there. Can I get... If I can get a ladder down... Well, I could have gone and got a ladder, couldn't I? But if I can get them down there, which I can, I could... Not saying that path's great, but it'll do. And then obviously I could have beavers in this. Because obviously that gives me a lot more wood. Not that I'm saying that the wood situation is at 200 and something. But there's absolutely no way... Well, that's 12. That would be 10. There's our 120. That's almost 60. There's almost 180 in that bottom. So there's about 200, 400, 600, 800. There's about 1,000. There's about 1,000 logs in that section alone. I must be off my absolute rocker. Now I want to use them here. Although saying that though, that's only going to be for so long before they're going to have to start going over there anyway. That's why I've done it. But having a storage here would help the situation of once the logs come out, they wouldn't have to go far to get rid of them. That's all I care. That's all I care about, getting these logs out. Let's get that in. I mean, they don't have to go far here to go get them, do they? Cut trees, cut trees, cut trees. clearly the developers had that in mind, because there's no way that you'd not put something in there to play up with the gamer. I know this is silly, but do they? I didn't see anything. No, that's fine. No, I blocked that, you see. So yeah, I was really worried, was there another tunnel that was going into here, that when that filled up, it filled this up as well, because obviously this is higher. It would automatically want to filter this height, the bad water, because it would just get higher and higher and higher and higher. And that would be chaos. But no, is the answer. Which is good. Oh, this is that's pretty good. How are we doing here? You know. A 242 in wood. Now I'll start to get this built. And what I'll do is I'll empty this. This isn't used anyway, is it? So we'll get rid of this now. Right. Lever in, thingy in, not doing anything. Right, let's plant trees. Plant trees. We need a... I'll take this as roughly center, so that's the 3 there. That's the 3 there. And we'll get him to do... I see, he's going to be really slow planting them though, isn't he? So, the only alternative I can think of is to do another forester there. And get that going, but I can turn it off once I've done them all. Now, have I got these running? No, it doesn't really matter anyway. So, because if it's going to be an oak, it's going to take 30 cycles. 30 days before the oaks are going to be, as we can see, 30 days. Are going to be able to be pulled up anyway, so it's not really going to make much difference. Now we're on 53 minutes. If I forget, I will forget. So let's talk about this nightmare. Clearly, the developers of this map were having a laugh. Thought it would be extremely funny to make these funnel things. She said, spouts out bad water during a bad tide. Other buildings can be built on top and everything, blah 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 blah. But it doesn't need to be connected to anything. There's no pipe work. There's no nothing. I thought it would have to be connected to, you know, some one of these or something, but apparently not so. Strange, but that's what they've got. Nothing here though. Now that is a good bit of we could use. There we go. We've got one going, and then I'll get the second going, and I think they'll only have to send it to here. Did I do the cutting? Yes, I did. Once that opens, I'll get some more in. At least they only have to go here. Nothing in range. That's not true. Well, it is true. You lied to me. No, you didn't. Right, wood. Wood become good. I'll do that. Obviously this one, and then it'll do this one, and it'll keep going. It's either going to work or we're not going to get anywhere near. And if once we get I've got this running, and as long as I can get this running, I can always take it out later on anyway. Yeah, you see, now we're getting this running. It's just going to severely hamper my my ideas for later on. But I'm just worried about that we'll lose everything. I don't like that idea. Right, cycle 5 is upon us. Oh. Well, clearly I wasn't concentrating because I had these running. That's a good bit of good bit of land there that I can get cutting. Now I've got some, you know, now it's opened a bit. I got 500 in berries. Sheesh. This never seems to get full at all. I'm going to change that to berries. My idea was to start taking this out and converting it to carrots. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Everything has gone Pete Tong. Yeah, so I was closing off, wasn't I? But apologies there for the thingy. Right, we're trying to get as much of this down before, obviously. Oh, here we go. That's gone boom boom. Or it's going to go boom boom in 10 days. So we're going to have to be careful with that. So that's the next one that's going to go. And I'm going to have to get these out of here. Because I assume that this is going to... Well, we know it's going to go in there. That's fine. But I'm going to assume that I'm going to lose most of this. This is why I want to get it out. I'm trying to build the Great Wall. But I have no idea whether that's going to be big enough to be able to... I'll turn that off because I know that's... Well, I'll get rid of it because there's no things anymore. So that's done. I've only got several pieces of the Great Wall. But we are trying our best to get it done. Eventually. They can reach the first 2 levels, I think, and that's why they're doing that, because they can walk it. They're not walking over here to do it. Next job is obviously to carry on putting this in. Get more and more, and we'll get the 6. Once they've done, we'll do another 6 and another 6, and then that way we should get 6 lines of trees first. They'll then cut them down, hopefully. Then we'll get a, you know, and then it'll go like that in every few. And instead of getting a bunch of loads of them, and then they can't cut them down because there's not enough there. I need to have more water. That's a gimme. I need to have more of this, but I can't really do this until I get that. This is obviously going to be for potatoes, but I need to get that built. But if I get this run, if this runs and this doesn't get built and it gets filled, then I'll transfer doing the other stuff as long as I've protected our area. But anyway, we will see you in the next Timberborn. Take care. Bye for now.